Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am knitting a baby cardigan. I have two of these to do for my next door neighbour, the young girl next door. She's got a friend whose baby's due in October, and she asked me a little while ago if I would knit a couple for her. I think she's watched me and seen me in the garden when I've been sitting knitting, and I have told her that I do this for a living actually. So she must have liked what she saw. She asked me to do a couple for her. So this is the open moss stitch. I'll turn it over in a minute when I finish this row, and I'm knitting it from my own pattern. That's the open moss stitch, and I'm knitting it from my own pattern, this one here, which this one's 16 to 24 inches on this pattern. That makes a change, because usually until I started printing out the patterns like this, I was having to search through all my notes, and I've got that many notebooks with different things in, and I ended up having to use one notebook just for babies things, another notebook for larger things, and another notebook for adult things, and I had that many different books. But I have one large one I write them all down in now when I'm doing anything, so they're easier to find. But before this one, I would have had to have been hunting through all my notebooks and everything to find them, because I've got different sizes and different books. So it's very nice having it in my own pattern, and I can sit and knit without much trouble. I'll be going down my granddaughter's this afternoon, but I'm doing a little bit knitting before I go down there, and I'm having a cup of tea as well. I need something, just something to warm me up. You know, temperature today, it's 13 degrees. That's the reason I'm wearing a sweater. I never wear a sweater in the summer. I always wear t-shirts and cardigans, but it was so cold this morning I couldn't believe it. And I thought, oh, I'll put this. I don't usually wear this one in the summer because it's thick and it's a little bit too warm. And I very rarely wear it in the winter without a full t-shirt underneath, because it's drafty in the winter. But you know, I thought it's not as cold as it is in the winter, but it is cold. But I'm still, my arms, I can feel the cold going through the, you know, the holes in the sweater on my arms. And I was cold this morning. I'm sitting here with my heating pad on my knee, just to keep me warm, and saves putting the heating on, you know, because you don't want the heating on really at this time of year. But I just can't believe that I'm looking at the forecast on my phone. I'm going to show you what it's got on for us today. I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country, but details. That's today. Heavy rain all day and 13 degrees. That's what it says, 13 degrees. In fact, it's going down to 12 later on. I just cannot believe this weather. It's usually, you know, hot at this time of year. The sooner the temperatures on the continent go down, ours will probably start going up. But anyway, I'm sitting knitting and doing what I can before I go down my granddaughter's, and well, I'll put my knitting down for a minute. I have been working on the crochet. I've finished this one here. I'll take that out. Got just a little bit of it left here. Finished this one, which I'm going to do sideways instead of the way I was originally. It was going to be, you know, that way originally, but it wasn't quite wide enough, So I kept on crocheting until it was long enough and turned it sideways. So it's going to be that way. And I've crocheted around the edge, the edges. That would have been down the side. That would have been the side if it had been the other way. And it just wasn't as neat. It didn't have the edge like that. That's why I sew through that to put the zip on. So I crocheted around the edge of it as well. And it now measures, I'll show you put the zip on. I've crocheted it until it was the full length of the zip, even the little bits on the end of the zip, so there'll be like just 1 or 2 stitches on the end before the zip starts. So that zip's not for this one. I've got a pink one for this one, but that's what I've done. And I'm going to do a few of these squares. It's not actually a perfect square. I'm going to do a few of these squares before I actually make the bags, and so I can do them to sew up the linings and everything for them, to do them all at once instead of one at a time. And you know, it's be quicker to get my sewing machine out and sew up all the pieces all at once. And this one, I've decided to do this one sideways too. I think it looks better with the stripes that way. So I'm going to have to crochet across the edge on there because it is quite loose. The stitches are quite loose because I wasn't cutting the yarn off for the different colour. I was just looping it up the sides. So I need to crochet down the side of there to neaten that up for, because that's where the zip will go across the top. And that's what this zip's for, actually, this one. So that's the same size as the other one actually now. And that one measures 4 inches folded that way. And I never measured this one. I think it should be about the same. This is just 4 1/4 inches. This one's just slightly more that way. So it'll be big enough for putting your crochet hooks and other little bits and pieces in, but I have one just a small one like that, just for my crochet hooks, because I was having that much trouble finding it, and I had it in that bag with all the other bits and pieces. I was having that much trouble finding the hooks. I thought easier just to make a little bag to put the hooks in. So what have I done with that little bit of wool? It's fell on the floor. So I have that little bit left. I can probably put a little stripe or something with a little bit of that after I've finished with it. I'll fix my hook into there so it doesn't get lost. I'll put that in the bag, and I'll have to hunt out all my other bits of cotton. These are actually 50% or 59% cotton. There's a certain percentage nylon and a certain percentage polyester. But I have a lot of cotton in there. I'm going to sort all the cotton in that out and see which ones I can use for doing them. And put the zip in as well. And I have Sammy here. This is Sammy with the little cardigan I showed you yesterday. It is quite big on Sammy. It's more like an overcoat actually. But it is a size 18. It's for a 3 to 6 month baby. So. And Sammy is actually only the size of a premature baby, so even the hat's a little bit big as well. So that's what the little set looks like when it's going to be on a baby. So I'll be able to get in touch with Carol and tell her that they're all finished now, and that I'll have to take them down when she's probably at her daughter's now, I would imagine. She always comes up on the Friday as soon as the kids are on holiday. Or she used to when my daughter lived next door to me. So that's that one finished. Another one off my hands. I'll have to take a photo of that one with Sammy to put on my Instagram, and Carol will see it then. it automatically goes from my Instagram onto my Facebook page as well. And this one I'm knitting here, I'm knitting from this this massive bowl, and I have it's on the floor and I haven't anything I can put this in. There's a hair on it, I can see a hair on it already. I'll have to vacuum my floor, my hairs must be falling on the floor here. I can't remember, that was sent to me by one of my subscribers. I can't remember who. I get so much sent to me by my subscribers, but the lady that sent it will know who she is when I put the video up. So anyway, like I'm saying, I'll be going down my granddaughters. It's 11:30 now. So I've got a little bit of time to go down. I don't leave till about just before 2. Go at about 1:45. Get down my granddaughters for about 2. So that's, I like to do what I can of my knitting before I go down my granddaughters. I do take my knitting with me, but sometimes I don't get a lot done. I think I might just leave my knitting today and help Sheila knit some of our squares for a Harry Styles cardigan, or she's never going to get it done. I'll go down, I'll tell her to get the wool out and pick which one colour she wants me to do, and I'll just knit some of the squares for her while I'm at her house. I know she had one square done when she first started it, and that was all she's getting done since. Don't know whether she's even finished that one actually. I had to put it right for her. I had to pull a few rows out for her that she had made a mistake on the, I think she was doing a moss stitch on it, and I think she got the pattern wrong. But she's not a knitter, she's only really just started learning to knit since she's doing this Harry Styles cardigan. I taught her when she was little, when she used to be at my house every weekend. They used to live every weekend at my house, her and her brother. I did teach her and all the other kids in the neighbourhood how to knit, but she never kept it up. And I remember one of my neighbours, his grandson used to come, and I think when I first started teaching Cheryl how to knit, I taught her how to finger knit first. You know, you just make a chain, you know, from your finger, and I think my neighbour Bill, that was Bill I think his name was, one of his grandsons came down and he was watching and he wanted to do it as well. And I think the next time I seen Bill, the next day he says to me, "You and your finger knitting," he says, "we've got wool all wrapped all around, all over the house." He says, "They've all been sitting finger knitting." But that's what kids are like. When they learn something, they want to do it all the time, don't they? Like? But anyway, that's it, my little bit for today. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.